And in Marketplace Family today, winter weather, it can be particularly tough on us, let alone a baby's tender skin. Pediatrician Diane Hess, named a 2013 top doctor by New York Magazine, joins us now to give us some tips on keeping baby healthy and comfortable during the chilly winter months ahead.
Well, baby's skin is 20 to 30% more delicate than an adult's, and you have to remember that also their head is much bigger than the rest of their body. It accounts for much more of their surface area. So that's really what's exposed when they go outside. There are some tips that I like to recommend to families before they even leave the house. I mean, it's easy to give advice, but if you're prepared and then you're in a rush in the morning, you might have the items on you. So I always recommend to parents to keep some petroleum jelly, like a jar by the door, on the changing table, in their diaper bags, so they can put some on their cheeks and on the baby's nose and on the lips before you go out. You can rub some on the hands. You could also use a hypoallergenic lotion. You just want to be careful with lotion by the eyes because petroleum jelly won't burn their eyes, but a lotion could get in their eyes and burn it. So you just want to be careful about that. And then I always recommend layering when you're going to go out because it could start out a real cold day and change on you like a dime or the opposite. So to always wash their clothes in Dreft detergent. It's the #1 choice for pediatricians. We choose it because it's gentle and hypoallergenic on baby's skin. It's been around on the market for more than 80 years. And when you wash their clothes in Dreft, it has this amazing baby scent, and it's still hypoallergenic. So if you put your baby in a cotton pajama or a cotton clothing, and then you put their jacket on them, you bring 1 or 2 extra blankets, and you can layer that on their stroller before you go out, and the layering causes air trapping, and it keeps them warmer. And then if you realize that you don't need that second blanket, you could take it off. I think you know, for those really windy days, I love that plastic shell that you could put over the stroller because then the baby still can look outside and see a beautiful walk, but they don't get that harsh wind on their skin.
I think a lot of people don't know that babies have a really difficult time regulating their temperature. Can you explain that?
Right. They have a larger surface area as their head where they lose a lot of heat. That's why you always see in the nursery the babies wear a cap, you know, they wear a hat on their head. So it's just important to keep them more bundled because they can't do that. They can't regulate their temperature till they're a little older. But also we have to remember that you don't want to overheat because now we know that like how our parents used to overheat us with all these blankets. Overheating, I remember going to the mall in the car and I couldn't even move my arms.
Exactly.
But overheating now, we know it actually is increased risk for SIDS. So you want to keep your baby in 1 thin layer more than you're wearing at home is what we usually recommend now.
And talk about the importance of not bathing quite so often.
Babies shouldn't be bathed more than 2 to 3 times a week, 10 minutes maximum with a hypoallergenic soap. And as soon as they get out of that bath, you can put some lotion on them to moisturize their skin and seal in that moisture. And I recommend a lotion 2 times a day to keep their skin nice and moist.
Well, it's a great reminder. Thank you, Dr. Hess, so much. We appreciate you being here today. Good Day Marketplace. We'll be right back.